Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2014 Phenom Hoops High School National Showcase. Broadcasting live from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. We are about to watch the tip of a game, a highly anticipated game, Quality Education Academy versus St. Louis Christian. And I'll be joined momentarily on the broadcast by my good friend James Blackburn, who has no doubt run back to the hospitality room, but about to get underway. And one of the reasons we're so excited about watching Quality Education and St. Louis Christian is that both of these teams played lights out yesterday in their first games of the event yesterday. And a lot of talent on the floor, and we will break it down for you. It looks like Quality Education has a change-up. They're going to start Bamba Jai, the 6'9" center, as jumping off, and didn't see a lot of action yesterday from Jai. But he's going to be starting, and they're going to need that size against St. Louis Christian, who has a front line of Mamadou Kamara, a 7-footer, Diallo Abukara, a 6'10" player, Ennis Memick, who's 6'9", and one of my favorite players that I've seen at this event, Anthony Pratt, 6'7" and 215. And one matchup I'm extremely excited about is watching Pratt go against Marcellus Purvis, 6'6", for Quality Education. Pratt and Purvis are sort of cut from the same cloth, these big bruising power forwards, sort of mini Karl Malones, very active, extremely agile and mobile, and both play through contact, both have big A-frame body types, high energy players. It's going to be fantastic to watch, and we'll see if they end up matched up together. St. Louis wins the tip, and right away, Pratt tries to run down the ball out of the ends off the baseline there, but he can't pull it in, and so Quality Education is going to get the first possession. Just underway here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, broadcasting live from Forsyth Country Day School. Derek Carson inside to Jai. It looks like he took steps. It's a good defense right off the bat by Diallo Abukara, the 6'10" center, class of 2015 for St. Louis Christian. There's Pratt, nice feed over the top, and contact and foul by Jai. So a couple of bad transition plays there by Jai. Not able to get his feet set in time. That's going to send Derek Carson, 6'6" guard, to the line. I'm sorry, not for Carson. Nathan Bethel. Bethel actually played very well yesterday. Very active, slashing guard forward. Probably should be considered a small forward, but has that ability to put the ball on the floor. And right away, St. Louis Christian coming and looking strong right off the gate. So St. Louis Christian with a 3-point early lead, and Jay's going to go to he's going to be taken out by Coach Pitts of QEA. He's going to be replaced by 6'9" Nate Grimes. Nate Grimes is committed to Fresno State for Quality Education. Godwin Bowen with the ball, a really solid transition point guard. Gives it up to number 22, Calvin Anderson.
Yeah, if they could take the collective wingspans of all these players, Marcus, it would be pretty impressive.
James Blackburn joining me on the broadcast.
Sorry, I had to hit up the great hospitality room here.
Really excited about this game, and James, I didn't realize this and we've been talking about this game all day among some of the other games coming up, but one matchup I really like is if we see Pratt going against Marcellus Purvis.
Big fan of Marcellus Purvis. Been watching him for years, and they say he doesn't have the size, but man, he's got the strength and he's got the aggression down low, and he can. And he's already got a college.
They are matched up right now. There's Pratt going against Purvis, both wearing number 33.
Both of those kids, I think, are both underrated, and there's my man, coming in with the block there. That was Pape and I'm sorry. Look at the wrong list, Marcus. That was Calvin Anderson.
Calvin Anderson defending the inbound right now.
I don't see, there's Diallo, yes.
There's Purvis with the ball surrounded. And there's a foul. Going to go against Quality Education. Right now tied up at 3. Both teams just trying to get their offenses working and trying to figure out, again, we run into the same issue here. Now, Quality Education plays a national schedule. And, unlike some teams who will play a strong schedule but will generally stay relatively close to home, Quality Education definitely plays a national schedule, having already played Oak Hill earlier this year, and every year they'll face a national schedule. And battle inside there by Pratt. Anthony Pratt, 6'7". But neither team, St. Louis Christian and QA won't be that familiar with each other. It's going to take some time for them to adjust. And there's Bethel in the open floor, kind of out of control, lost it, and QEA capitalizes. And there's going to be a foul in the backcourt by Godwin Bowen. 5'10", 2016 player. Godwin Bowen had a great game yesterday. A dynamic player in the open court.
And you see, St. Louis did this yesterday, Marcus, but they're in that 2-3 zone. We haven't seen a ton of zone today, but we'll see. It's kind of interesting with the matchups.
Battling the boards, and there's Purvis.
And you see all those big bodies down there, and you see who comes up with the loose
Purvis
ball.
putting the ball on the floor, but Pratt is able to move his feet and cut him off. Godwin Bowen now in the open court, number 15 for St. Louis Christian, driving, wants to take it all the way to the hoop, fakes, pump up, no good, over the top. Pratt's probably going to be called for the push.
And you had already mentioned, Marcus, how Quality Education plays a national broadcast, or not national broadcast, national schedule. But this would be a school that they would probably face at some point in a school like St. Louis Christian.
I have to say that, and we'll see what matchups work out for both teams during the game, but right now, just the early thing is to see that matchup between Marcellus Purvis and Anthony Pratt. They both have that same style, both very physical players, impact the game in the same way, and that's going to be a key matchup. That's a college level matchup right there.
No, it definitely is.
Are you watching two games at the same time?
Checking out some Ireland action from Dublin, Ireland.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Blackburn can't get enough basketball. Not only is he in person here, but he's actually checking out some Ireland basketball league on his tablet.
Rest assured that the audience will still get genuine commentary from these headphones. And there's like you had mentioned, there's that's Pratt showing his mid-range shooting. That did look like a pretty stroke.
Up by 3 early.
And you had already talked about Nate Grimes, Marcus, how he's already committed, but I mean he's 6'9" long. It looks like a stretch forward. Just showed his ability to put the ball on the floor there, make a nice bounce pass. And now we've got substitutions for both teams as Emmanuel Ugbu, 6'11", 2016, and he's gone. Ugbo,
Ugbo was originally, we saw him a couple of weeks ago, and we thought he had been slated to go to elite prep. Something happened there, and I'm not privy to what that is, but he ended up at Quality Education, and he's a player I like a lot.
And then he's gone up against number 54, another 6'10" guy for St. Louis.
Godwin Bowen loses the ball out of bounds, and that's going to go over to Quality Education.
And, you know, we talked about this yesterday, Marcus, when we saw St. Louis play, but you really like to see them utilize their bigs a little more. Hope maybe that's a bit of point of emphasis as they've been here, but good defense there as he went straight up. That was Pratt again with the stop.
Andrew and White trying to drive it in, and great defense there by number 22, Calvin Anderson. And Anderson actually exploded down the floor, but nobody saw him as he was open for the transition bucket. Tries the three-pointer, no good.
Pratt might get his easiest two of the day.
Pratt cleaning up right there, and Pitt calls a timeout. And you know what? With good reason. That was not a smart play under the basket there by his team, and he knows he wants to rein people in right now because he said, you know, you can't let this team get a big lead on you. But one thing about Quality Education, we know they can come back.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, this is still very early. I mean, no lead is safe. The way these two teams play up and down, you don't really need a shot clock for these guys. And
yeah, Quality Education stormed back. They were down by 12 or 14 yesterday, and stormed back within about 2 or 3 minutes, the end of the half and the beginning of the second half, and they stormed all the way back, took the lead, and ended up winning by I think about 17 points, which is incredible at the high school level. We've got a change for QEA. We've got Jaron Love coming in, player out of New York. Had a nice game yesterday, especially in the first half. Playing in the back with D'Angelo Bruster.
And you know, Marcus, as a guard to stand out in this game, you really have to do something special just because there's so many big bodies and long players out there.
There's Jaron Love now he's going to be going to the line. 6-foot Jaron Love, point guard out of New York, class of 2015. And that cuts the lead to 4. Second shot no good, rebounded by Calvin Anderson. Godwin Bowen now working against D'Angelo Bruster.
And Emmanuel Ugba.
And I apologize, D'Angelo, if I'm pronouncing your name Bruster and it's actually Brewster. Should have asked you that before the game, but I don't really like to talk to players too much right before the game. I'd like to just not have to think about media talking with him, but I do apologize if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly.
Oh my! Stephen Pratt goes for the big two-hand jam on the out-of-bounds set. We've seen a lot of dunks on out-of-bounds set underneath, more than opposing coaches would like to see.
Anthony Pratt is a super explosive player. Now we've got a traveling call on the other end. St. Louis Christian, things are kind of clicking for them. Still only a 4-point lead, 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the first period. But right now, St. Louis Christian coming out on fire against a very good Quality Education Academy team.
And you know, you would hope to, with all these college coaches in attendance here. Oh, there's all that there. That's a great pass, though.
Anthony Pratt.
That was Calvin Anderson with the pass. Good-looking prospect. You know, you would expect to see Pratt's recruitment really go up. Pratt recruitment go up.
One of the, I think there were, I was talking this morning and I was sending out some of my notes on Twitter and I think there were 3 players specifically that I saw yesterday that just thoroughly impressed me, and I don't say this lightly, where I felt like colleges should pick up the phone right this second and call these players. And Anthony Pratt is one of those players. Marcellus Purvis, number 33 for Quality Education, being another one. And Providence Day actually has a player I like, and I'll talk about him in a bit, as well as Bull City Prep. But Anthony Pratt is exactly what I've seen, even playing at some high major conferences.
Yeah, no, he's a mid-major plus guy for sure in my book. I mean, they list him as 6'7". He's every bit of 6'7", and he is very strong.
So right now you have to say Pratt has come out swinging here in the first period. And
That's
there,
Pratt showing his three-point range.
made that look effortless.
He hasn't shown that yet.
No, that's the first time we've seen that from Pratt in this event. Now he's talking on the floor, and with good reason.
There he is with the steal. I love his energy right now. Like you said, he's really showing a lot of fire right now.
We've got some new players on the floor for QEA, and I think that they're kind of trying to adjust. Pitt's just trying to find a team that will work cohesively against this assault by Pratt. And that's a foul under the basket by Yissi Brown, a 6'9" freshman in the class of 2018. Kind of an unknown player. Had a pretty nice game yesterday.
Foul's going to be on number 50, Yissi Brown. That's his first 16th foul.
Yissi Brown is 6'9". He's a freshman.
That's already quality education. 16 foul. The next fouls could put him in the bonus one-on-one, and we're not even out of this first quarter yet.
Yeah, a minute or two left to go, and they're down by 8, and not out of reach by any means at this point. But quality education has really got to kind of get themselves sort of circle the wagons early here. They don't want this thing to become a blowout where they're trying to chase down points.
No, and a reminder, viewers, that this is not the NBA, so the foul count does not reset after each quarter.
There are little differences in each level, like no charge circle.
Now you got to get him the ball right there. I mean, he had him sealed. That was Brown that had him sealed in the back.
Jaron Love getting the ball outside to Deshaun Corporal.
They could call that a hold. Yeah, he was holding. That was Camara, the 7-footer, number 52, holding Marcellus Purvis. That was pretty obvious to see.
Purvis back in the game, and Corporal, the first time we've called his name today, number 13. Corporal, another really solid prospect, and like we said, quality education is not lacking for talent. They've just got to figure out what's going to work against this very motivated St. Louis Christian squad.
And you know what's interesting, Marcus, is you've got Pratt. He's being defended by. He's not being defended by Purvis. He's actually being defended by the 7-footer, Camara. So it's an interesting matchup there. I thought it would be the opposite way around. I questioned that call. I thought he went straight up, but gotta give him credit. That's a strong take. Deshaun Corprew, 6'3", 2016 prospect.
Saw Corprew when he was an 8th grader at one of the Phenom 150 events, and really lit it up. Looked like a college player right off the bat. He definitely has a high-octane game. He, like Greg Williams in the game we saw in the last matchup with Genesis Academy, both has to work on that consistency from outside at being able to play the guard. There's number 11 in the game for St. Louis Christian. Nikhil Walker is a guy I just really think highly of, a 2017 player.
Oh, wow.
And right now, it is the Anthony Pratt show. 6'7" Anthony Pratt just had a field day in the first half and has just completely dominated this game. 19-10 right now in favor of St. Louis Christian.
Making us look like prophets.
And I want to talk for just a moment about our sponsors at today's event. First sponsor that I'd like to mention is Foothills Brewery. Foothills Brewery is a microbrewery based in Winston-Salem, and they have a restaurant located in downtown Winston-Salem. And I really recommend them. Highly recommend them for your post-game meal if you're here at the event, and check them out. They have several brews that we really like. And I also want to talk about Crossover. Crossover offers software that allows coaches to tag their own videos. It could be done for them, or they can do it themselves, but allows them to really slice and dice your video and your practice sessions down to the player or situation, or really however you like it, and I highly recommend that product. And a lot of coaches will tell you that it helps them win a few more games, and that makes all the difference. And we are about to start the second period here at the 2014 Phenom Hoops National High School Showcase. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports, joined alongside by James Blackburn. We have a full slate of games today. I already have seen several quality teams, but this game is shaping up. Right now, St. Louis Christian is in control, but we know that quality education is a loaded team and can come back at any time. And that's going to be a hold inside. Purvis, who we haven't seen much from Marcellus Purvis, had an outstanding game yesterday. But one thing about Purvis, he's sort of a microwave player.
Fouls on number 52, Muhammad Al-Kamara.
Likes to heat up.
17 foul. Marcellus Purvis at the line, shooting 1 and 11.
Purvis at the line. Shot off the back of the rim, no good. Corprew with the rebound. Finds Jaron Love on the outside. Ball, no shot, no good. Rebound under the basket by Pratt. Anthony Pratt's just been everywhere in this game. Now Purvis is matched up against Pratt defensively. Now Purvis switches off, dives on the floor, and that's exactly what you expect to see from Purvis as he hits the court to get the loose ball. And on the other end, the ball slapped away from Deshaun Corprew. No foul, but it's going to stay with Quality Education. 7:27 left in the half. Jaron Love now. Over D'Angelo Brewster, looking the ball around back to Jaron Love. Uses the pick from Marcellus Purvis. Purvis battling inside with the rebound and putback, and now it's Marcellus Purvis starting to assert himself, much as we saw yesterday. Number 11, Nikhil Walker, with the ball, 6'5", 2017 player, and he's going to be called.
Looks like he took an extra step there.
I thought that was going to be called for a walk, but it looks like they've got something else. I think they've got a hold on E.C. Brown, 6'9" sophomore for Quality Education. And that's going to put them over the line. I mean, over the bonus. And that's going to send number 44, Franklin Agunane, 6'10" to the line. And we haven't called his name today or yesterday.
Franklin, yeah, I don't believe he got in the game yesterday.
That free throw shot looked fantastic. So, and he's talking on the floor. Corprew in motion, turns around, wants to get it back to Jaron Love, but doesn't want the turnover. Gives it up, uses the pick. Brewster feeds it inside to Brown. Brown looking for it. There's Purvis. Can't finish. Too much size inside, and there's once again Anthony Pratt with the rebound. 6'7" Anthony Pratt.
And he's just been an absolute beast this game on both ends.
21-12 now in favor of St. Louis Christian. Godwin Bowen running the offense, gets it down in the corner to Calvin Anderson. Back to Anderson after briefly giving it to Pratt.
And Anderson's a player that I like. There's Pratt again.
That shot off.
First thing he's missed all day.
Wide open.
Oh, wow. That's a 2018 prospect, ladies and gentlemen. 6'10". I really like what I see for him so far.
And he's really energized there on the floor.
Easily a 7-foot wingspan. Talks, communicates.
Right now, body language alone, you have to look at St. Louis Christian, and they're very fired up.
And rightly, they should be. They've got an 11-point lead here. They're just got more energy at both ends.
Corprew up over the top. Battle inside Brown. There's Purvis.
And see, the big man, 44, he'll get better at this with as long as he goes, but you see him put his arms down there, and he's already so big, so long. He just needs to stay straight up, and he won't get that foul called. But
Marcellus Purvis back to the line now. (23-13), 10-point lead for St. Louis Christian Academy. 5:43 left to go here in the first half. Godwin Bowen pulls it out. Nathan Bethel.
they got it for the carry. Yep, it's a good call.
Nathan Bethel has been out of the game for a few minutes, gets back in. And back over to quality education, and they'd really like to take advantage of this, cut into this lead and close the gap before halftime.
And you listen to the St. Louis defense, though, is communicating, Marcus. I mean, they're all talking to each other. This zone is, and I like the zone defense because quality education really likes to shoot the ball from or inside. So their coach is being active. And, you know, we alluded to this yesterday with St. Louis Christian, but we were saying that they should have won their game by more points yesterday. Yeah, that was a walk. It's against the rules of basketball to switch your pivot feet.
Some basketball 101 information from James Blackburn.
That's probably the best nugget I could give our listeners on the day.
I was going to tell people they could get more information by following you on Twitter at JamesJr21, but if it sounds like that's if you're out of information, I guess they just don't need to follow you.
That's the type of tweets they'll get.
Don't dribble with both hands, that kind of thing. Godwin Bowen working now against.
He doesn't have anywhere to go. There's no spacing right there. That's a bad possession. And that's something they struggled with the other day, Marcus, was turnovers by their guards. I mean,
They've looked better overall than they did. They did get the win yesterday, but I mean, early on their guards had trouble getting into the post. They've looked better right here, but Godwin Bowen going against D'Angelo Brewster.
But this team makes its money on the defensive end. That was a rush shot right there, rush pull up. But
Brown with the rebound, and now going the other way. Brewster in the open court, kick outside.
That's solid D right there. Notice every time the ball moves, every player on the floor moves. They're contesting shots.
Too strong. Nathan Bethel now working, going against Corprew, and it's going to be a foul on Corprew.
Fouls on number 13, Sean Corprew. That's his
Changes on the floor as Nikhil Walker comes back in for St. Louis Christian Academy, number 11, 6'5" sophomore. He trots back over and gives some last-minute instructions from the coach.
And they've just settled for so many outside shots this game. I mean, you got to credit St. Louis's defense, though, for that. I mean, they're playing their zone defense, really moving their feet. They're not giving anything up easy.
For Parson to inbound. Steal in the open floor by Godwin Bowen, and see what he decides to do. And he actually looks like he may have just lost the ball. And he had a teammate back there, Nikhil Walker, on the break. And they get a break as they're going to keep the possession. to 17. St. Louis Christian Academy has been sitting on this 6-point lead for a couple of minutes now. 3:40 left to go in the half. You're watching the 2014 Phenom Hoops National High School Showcase here, live from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Over the top inside to Marcellus Purvis, and that's going to be a foul inside.
But you see, I mean, Anthony Pratt, who we've been talking about all day, but see that time he was able to defend on the perimeter a little bit, showing his, I didn't realize how agile he was yesterday.
This is the third time Purvis has made it to the line here in the first half.
Marcellus Purvis at the line with one shot right now. Diallo Abukara coming into the game for St. Louis.
Diallo Abukara back in the game for St. Louis Christian, the 6'10" center who started the game. Number 54 down on the block. Walker in the open court, up over the top. Pratt, and I'm not sure how you leave Anthony Pratt wide open like that where he can catch the alley-oop.
It's a nice little jump hook right there by Purvis. Didn't drop, but what I usually hate is when a big man, he misses a jump hook, and then they won't give him a ball again. It's like he barely missed it, you know.
Yeah.
You got guards that can miss, shots all the time on the outside, and I mean when you're that close to the rim, it's probably a good shot, and that was a great look by Purvis.
Bowen going against Brewster here. Godwin, Bowen going against D'Angelo Brewster. Tough defense by Brewster. Nathan Bethel slashes, doesn't finish, but he does draw the foul, and that's going to send him to the line.
And Nathan Bethel is a guy we haven't talked about a lot, but solid wing, 6'5". He looks at least 6'5" from here, closer to 6'6", and got great size. I mean, just to give the audience some idea, Marcus, you've got a lot of size on the court right here. There's 14 players on these rosters. They're 6'6" or taller combined.
They have a lot of size, and it's not stiff size. These are mobile, agile players.
And guys like Anthony Pratt that have showed that can show that they can hit the three from the perimeter, which is
Godwin Bowen once again working against D'Angelo Brewster. Bowen over to Bethel.
And there's Bethel going back to the line again. Didn't really like the shot, but got bailed out by the defense on a bad foul.
Drew the foul by Derek for Carson.
Derek for Carson with foul. Nathan Bethel on the line shooting 2.
Bethel's shot is good. That pushes the lead out to 7, 28-21. 2:26 left in the half. Nate Grimes back in the game for QEA with the rebound right there. Nate Grimes committed to Fresno State. The outlet pass to D'Angelo Brewster. Brewster working against Godwin Bowen. Calls for the pick by Marcellus Purvis. Purvis sets it, does the pick and roll, but then they settle for an outside jumper. Rebound by Quality Education. Deep shot by Brewster. No good. Rebound by Pratt. Wide open, but long pass trying to hit Mikael Walker.
And that's the story, Marcus, of the game, I think. Right now, Quality Education should be fortunate to only be down 7. They just haven't been able to hit anything on the outside.
Yeah, they're very fortunate. You're absolutely correct. They're very fortunate to still be close like this, but they can make up a lot of ground in a hurry, and we'll see what they do here. But that's not going to help Mikael Walker, the 2017.
Oh, wow. Big block there.
Yeah, he had a nice steal, but probably should have recognized that he was going 1-on-3 when he finally got it down there.
And I think Diallo at Baraka, 6'10", I think he just blocked that with his elbow, Marcus.
Jermaine Lawrence there tried to get the putback. It's going to send Carson to the line.
And Vicarson, he's a guy that, has got a pretty good stroke. He's taken several threes this game, but just hasn't been able to buy anything early.
Trying to get the rim to stop shaking some more.
We've had that problem a lot.
Trying to explain to him to pull down the net.
It must be nice to be able to stand flat-footed and grab the net with 2 hands.
He says, look, Diallo Abukara, look, I am not your rim maintenance team.
He said, I'll only do that if my team gets an extra 3 points on the scoreboard.
I am a rim wrecker, not a rim fixer.
And now Pitts is way outside the coaching box. To put it mildly.
Pitt is so far outside of the coaching box, he had to come back into the building.
Now, Marcus, it looks like they're giving him another free throw attempt here. 'Cause he shot the first one, so it looks like he got a free one.
You know, we were talking about that yesterday. If the rim keeps shaking like that, you could shoot it knowing that if you miss it, you could say, well, the rim was shaking, you should get another shot.
This sounds like a pretty good compromise to me, get a free shot in. Now, we see, for the first time this game, we see number 43, Marcus, Enos Mimic, 6'9". We saw him yesterday. Solid stretch four-man. Pretty good matchup right now with Martellus.
There he is, Mimic. A little bit of lopsided spacing there by St. Louis. Swatted out of there by number 32, Nate Grimes. A minute 18 left to go here in the first half.
That's his first. Anthony Bethel on the line with 2 shots.
Jaron Love back in the game, number 10. Quality education. Feeds it inside to Marcellus Purvis. Back out to Jaron Love. Battle inside. No one can grab it, and it's going to stay with quality education. Number 23, Tremaine Lawrence to inbound for QEA. Jaron Love now back running the point, kicks it over to Andrian White.
And that zone defense has just kept quality from establishing anything inside.
That was a big block by Diallo Abukara, flat-footed.
I mean, I would really like to see him establish Martellus Purvis at the high post. I mean, it takes a lot for a lot of players don't like to go to the high post, Marcus.
Yeah, there's going to have to be some adjustments. They are lucky to only be down by 7, but
I mean, they've
under 40 seconds here to see what they can do here with this possibly last possession.
another missed 3. I mean, they've gotten some decent looks.
Huge block there by Dukara. I mean, Diallo Abukara.
You know, it's almost like St. Louis wants them to get the rebound just because so they can block their shot.
You know, Abukara heard that Aiden Richard came in and the first game had 4 or 5 or 6 blocks, and he said, I've got to break that record.
Well, and then, I mean, there's been several shot blockers today. There's another 3. Finally, a made 3. That's D'Angelo Brewster, correct.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, their numbers are switched.
Oh, okay. Marcus getting me caught up on the broadcast here.
You know, this is what happens when you sit there and you're watching a foreign international basketball on your tablet while you're also trying to comment on the game that's in front of you. You really should just try to focus and limit how much basketball you're watching.
I'm actually doing double dose. I'm actually doing a little color on the Ireland game as well.
Nathan Bethel at the line, and I believe that your doctor would tell you that you may be over basketball.
Well, we're both going to be at the gym at least 12 hours today, so.
That's the day in the life of a basketball scout.
It's a good looking free throw right there. Nathan Bethel, we mentioned him several times.
Waning seconds here of the first half. 4, 3, down to 2. Got to get something going.
Oh, wow.
Good shot by D'Angelo Brewster to end the half, 32-29. After all of that, they go in at the half down by 3. I'm Marcus Shockley along with James Blackburn, and we'll be back with you after the half. Thanks a lot.
Crossover intelligence for basketball can save you hours of time. We break down and stat your game film for you and act as your video coordinator by giving you searchable clips, advanced statistics, shot charts, and a lot of other great info that you can access from any PC or through our iPad application. Just upload your video through the Crossover website, and 24 hours later, your film will be completely indexed and tagged. Each play will become its own video clip, allowing you to search the footage for anything you'd like. Here we'll take a look at all 3-pointers that were made in the fourth quarter. All of your offensive and defensive sets can also be tagged, so you can view the appropriate clips and determine which plays are achieving the best results. You can add any clip to a playlist or highlight reel and share everything with your players or assistant coaches. Crossover will also provide you with all of the numbers from each game, including complete player stats for both teams and advanced metrics like these. We even take the shooting numbers a step further with an interactive shot chart that lets you visualize the data. Filter by player, quarter, makes or misses, and click on any shot to watch the corresponding video. Crossover Intelligence will keep you from spending hours in the film room and get you back to actually coaching. Together, we can turn smarter video into more wins for your team. That's the crossover effect. Crossover Intelligence for basketball can save you hours of time. We break down and stat your game film for you and act as your video coordinator by giving you searchable clips, advanced statistics, shot charts, and a lot of other great info that you can access from any PC or through our iPad application. Just upload your video through the Crossover website, and 24 hours later, your film will be completely indexed and tagged. Each play will become its own video clip, allowing you to search the footage for anything you'd like. Here we'll take a look at all 3-pointers that were made in the fourth quarter. All of your offensive and defensive sets can also be tagged, so you can view the appropriate clips and determine which plays are achieving the best results. You can add any clip to a playlist or highlight reel and share everything with your players or assistant coaches. Crossover will also provide you with all of the numbers from each game, including complete player stats for both teams and advanced metrics like these. We even take the shooting numbers a step further with an interactive shot chart that lets you visualize the data. Filter by player, quarter, makes or misses, and click on any shot to watch the corresponding video. Crossover Intelligence will keep you from spending hours in the film room and get you back to actually coaching. Together, we can turn smarter video into more wins for your team. That's the crossover effect. Crossover Intelligence for basketball can save you hours of time. We break down and stat your game film for you and act as your video coordinator by giving you searchable clips, advanced statistics, shot charts, and a lot of other great info that you can access from any PC or through our iPad application. Just upload your video through the Crossover website, and 24 hours later, your film will be completely indexed and tagged. Each play will become its own video clip, allowing you to search the footage for anything you'd like. Here we'll take a look at all 3-pointers that were made in the fourth quarter. All of your offensive and defensive sets can also be tagged, so you can view the appropriate clips and determine which plays are achieving the best results. You can add any clip to a playlist or highlight reel and share everything with your players or assistant coaches. Crossover will also provide you with all of the numbers from each game, including complete player stats for both teams and advanced metrics like these. We even take the shooting numbers a step further with an interactive shot chart that lets you visualize the data. Filter by player, quarter, makes or misses, and click on any shot to watch the corresponding video. Crossover Intelligence will keep you from spending hours in the film room and get you back to actually coaching. Together, we can turn smarter video into more wins for your team. That's the crossover effect. Crossover Intelligence for basketball can save you hours of time. We break down and stat your game film for you and act as your video.
What's the coach saying?
I'm not sure what happened. But there were like 6 people in there trying to kill Coach Pitt.
Well, do you think it's gonna be? Do you think the head coach is gonna get fired?
I mean, like I've known Coach Pitt. Like I know who he is, and I've
Seven, 0, and 8 or anything, you know?
Hello everyone, we're back with the 2014 Phenom National High School Showcase here between Quality Education Academy and St. Luke's Christian. Quality Education in the away, yellow and gold. Yellow and purple. And the home team on this game is St. Louis Christian Academy. Right now down by 1. Quality Education down by 1. And D'Angelo Brewster picking up where he left off in the first half. Corporal whips the ball back over to Brewster. Brewster decides to pull it out, going against Godwin Bowen.
Okay, all right, sounds good, Dante. Thanks, man.
Wide open is Nathan Bethel with the finish.
And Marcus, in a game like this, that basket should not count unless it's a dunk.
You and your ideas. You know, I just saw Coach Wes Miller of UNC Greensboro over there, and he was saying that their Deontay Baldwin is going to be out for 5 weeks. So UNCG fans are not going to be happy to hear about that.
Yeah, I was at the game last night, Marcus. They played Shawan, and they beat Shawan, but Deontay was not playing. But you know, Clay Bird, we've scouted Clay Bird a good bit. He got the start at point guard and played very well. Played excellent on-ball defense, hit a couple of big threes, and I was really impressed with Clay Bird last night.
James, I want to give a shout out to one of our good friends, Chris Hemphill. Normally he's in the Charlotte area and works with AAU teams such as, well, a lot of the guys on Northside Christian, like Ray John Tucker and stuff like that, are very familiar with Chris Hemphill, and he used to be an assistant coach there at Olympic, and he's worked our event several times over the past few years, and a good friend of ours, personal friend of mine, Chris Hemphill. I want to give him a shout out. He's actually traveling this week and not able to attend the games here, and he's watching online. And Chris, I hope you have safe travels, and wish you were here, and we'll be glad when we can hook up again, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
Yeah, Chris is a great guy. Always does really good work at our showcase event every year. We always love to have him there. Always one of the most fiery coaches on the sidelines.
He's got a good eye for talent, too. He knows what he's talking about. Gets involved. Works with Jeff McGinnis a lot in the AAU scene. Supporting, and really Chris is just looking to try to help as many players as he can, be a role model and help young men, and I admire him for that. Now Nathan Bethel bringing the ball up, number 24, working against Deshaun Corprew. Bethel gets a step on Corprew, gets around him, gets right to the bucket, but isn't able to finish, and now battle inside, and that's just been a jungle into the paint today.
All day. That's why I said we need to extend this lane out.
You know, a three-point shooter would just be a breath of fresh air in this game, because nobody wants to shoot threes. Everybody just wants to pound it into the paint and establish their manhood.
I like that. It's old school basketball. And that's a Goodwin Bohan. He's 2016 5'10" guard. He's always been in attack mode, Marcus, these last 2 days.
He goes after it hard. I enjoyed watching him go against Josh Comba yesterday, the 6'3" combo guard, the defender from Faith Assembly Durham. You know, when you look at Bowen, and he's a full court player, likes to blast up and down with the ball. Then you got Comba, who likes to defend the full court. It's a great matchup. But there's Bethel. Tried to find Pratt.
Bethel has he's been all over the place here in this game. I mean, we've been calling his name out a lot. He's scored the ball and been active. Another senior on the floor. Both of these teams feature a lot of seniors. Good ball movement, some of the best we've seen. And there's a great pass. Anthony Pratt showing off his complete game today, has a nice little pass. And that's, you know, St. Louis Christian's coach, Coach Casey, he can't be happy with the rebounding so far with his team. That's going to prompt a timeout. He's going to get some more bodies in there, but they've got so much size, they can't allow quality education to keep getting boards. And quality education takes the lead, Marcus, for the first time in a long time.
38-37, and we were talking about Coach Chris Hemphill a few minutes ago, and he just texted me, and I forgot to mention the AAU team that he and Jeff McGinnis work with, and that's Team Charlotte. And two of these guys on QEA are I think they're Team Charlotte guys, and Tremaine Lawrence and Derek Farquharson for QEA. So St. Louis Christian, you know, we said QA had the ability to come back, and they have.
Yeah, a team like these guys, you really both clubs just have so much talent, Marcus, that No lead is safe with these guys.
Well, you know, one thing I really enjoy is when the talent is no longer the deciding factor. It's the execution.
That was Calvin Anderson on the kick. He's really done it all. And you notice they inserted Franklin, forgive me if I mispronounced his last name, but I think it's a Gunai, number 44. He's a 2008 prospect. And he's really put a stamp.
2018.
18, yeah.
6'10".
Hopefully he's not a 2008 prospect.
Big block in there. I think that might have been Purvis who got a hand on it. Now in the open court, Corprew
Wow, that was a
drained that three-pointer, and all of a sudden,
all the momentum is with quality.
they've got a 4-point lead. Now Nathan Bethel uses the pick. Drives, kind of a wild shot there by Bethel, cleaned up by Pratt. Nice kick out. Pratt with the rebound. Pratt coming alive again here. Had an explosive first quarter, kind of disappeared a bit in the second quarter. Purvis came on a bit in the second quarter. Both of those guys kind of battling it out.
You know, at an event like this, it's always pretty cool because we're all the way up here, and we could hear everything that's, you know, done on the said on the court, you know. And just got a shout out from Aiden Richard, Twitter, Marcus. Appreciated all the kind words on the broadcast this morning. So some of the players are watching themselves, which is pretty neat.
Well, you know, I got to be honest. It's pretty easy to say nice things about a guy who just comes in and blocks everything that gets anywhere around the around the paint. You know. I'd say Richard was definitely a major factor in that game. Gaston Day not able to pull it out at the end, but Richard made his presence felt.
And that was Nathan Bethel again. I mean, he has been everywhere this second half. He just hasn't been able to get much going on. We've seen that a lot today. I think they could call him out of bounds possibly. No, a timeout. I don't know how many timeouts they have left, but that's 2 timeouts, Marcus, here in about 3 minutes for St. Louis. And in a close game like this, those timeouts are going to come in handy at the end of the game. And I can hear the coach from here saying something about what is wrong with you.
41 to 39.
That's never a good thing if you hear that.
Yeah, 41 to 39 in favor of quality education. 2:16 left in the third period. There's a switch up. They decided Nathan Bethel is a better guy to be throwing this in. Gets it over the top to Godwin Bowen.
And give it right back to him in the corner. Really like this matchup at the top. Bamba Jai, 6'9", playing defense on the point guard. I mean, he looks really good doing it too.
Yeah, it's interesting that Bowen doesn't try to just put it on the floor and get around him. And that's
not sure.
Well, it looked like that was about what he was going to do, but didn't. Deep
Wow,
shot outside by number 11, Nikhil Walker. That's a guy I just really, really like. 6'5", 2017. Feed inside, Marcellus Purvis over the top, no good. And that's going to be a foul on Franklin Agunye. Either a foul or out of bounds. Only 2 team fouls on each team right now. 1:36 left to go here in the third period. 42 to 41 in favor of quality education. This game is tight and probably will go down to the wire. Corprew gave him a sliver of daylight, and that's another three-pointer for Deshaun Corprew. Godwin Bowen working against Jaron Love. Bowen slices in. The entire quality education team collapses on
He
him.
went, oh, my. Pratt went down, and looks like Marcellus may have jumped and hit him in the back, but he really did draw the entire team on that.
You know, watching Pratt and watching Anthony Pratt and Marcellus Purvis go at it in the paint is sort of like watching an offensive and defensive lineman trying to establish position.
And I'm glad they've let him play here. I mean, they've really let him battle in the second half.
They're kind of built like two defensive ends in the Julius Peppers mode.
Just some news out of the Philadelphia 76er land. They signed Robert Covington today to a deal.
Once again, for all of you who are tuned in to the broadcast to get your NBA news, I just want to do a public service announcement to let you know that this is not the best way to get your NBA news. The 76ers need something. Anything.
Well,
several players out here could probably help them.
well, let's not go that far. One thing I did hear the other day was, this made news, Marcus, we could allude to this, was when Kentucky played their first game, and the coach of the other team said that Kentucky could beat some NBA playoff teams, which many of you have talked about that before. But
yeah, that's not even that's not even close to reality in any year. Every time I hear that, I think, you know, you could take the Philadelphia 76ers as they are right now and win the NCAA championship. And maybe not even allow another team to score within 30 points of you.
You can win the championship 90% of the time, every time, as I like to say. And we've got a really tight one right here, tied ball game. I'm really excited about this fourth quarter, Marcus.
This is great. Coming in under 50 seconds left to go. Who's going to establish dominance here as we end this quarter?
Too much dribbling. Pull it out.
44 all, 40 seconds left to go. Godwin Bowen decides to pull it out.
I like his game, but he just needs to understand that's a good pass right there. Great kick.
Bethel on the outside. Great shot by Nathan Bethel.
And I knew he was going to get it going here eventually. He's just too talented of a player.
There's a foul in the backcourt. It looked like there's going to be a reach on Nickel Walker.
Not a foul that you like there, but
I'm really impressed with Walker. I mean, the foul there in the backcourt notwithstanding, I really like him. He's a shooting guard, small forward, 6'5". Shot is short. Time running down, 14 seconds. And that's going to be a turnover over to St. Louis Christian Academy.
Three. Needs to get a shot off.
Bowen dribbling to nowhere.
He had no idea. You know, I'm a big fan of Bowen's speed and everything, but to be a poor point guard at the college level, he's just got to have a better understanding of the situation. And that example right there, I mean, he had 3 seconds left on the clock, and he's trying to make a pass. You've got to get a shot off there, especially in a game like this.
Into the third, 46-44 in favor of St. Louis Christian Academy. We're locked in for this last quarter in just a moment. We'll be back in just a few seconds. All right, we're back here.
And it looks like Marcus, we're missing an argument here between the two head coaches. We're missing the best match of the day. I love drama in basketball. Me and Marcus have seen our share of coaches' battles.
Yes, James, you and I, and anybody who covers basketball at the grassroots level or the semi-pro level has been witness to some amazing arguments in some gyms that were nearly or almost empty. I can't remember what.
It was the ABA game we were at.
That broke out into a fight.
Two fights.
James and I were trying to get some interviews. Just basically keeping one eye open to make sure nobody pulled out a gun, and while half the gym was arguing and crowding around, and we were asking a few questions to the players as they were going into the locker room.
Nathan Bethel there, Marcus, he's come alive here this second half. That was a huge three. I mean, every possession right now is going to matter.
49-44, a 5-point lead now for St. Louis Christian Academy. I hope you're watching this as we're about to go down to the wire. Great block and control by Diallo Abukara.
And we haven't called his name out a ton, but we know what he could do.
I love that block, as you said earlier. When
it's one of the best shot blockers here.
Being able to keep the ball in play.
Yeah, he's really, really good at that. That's just going to be
a foul out there on Carson.
And that's what's going to come into play here. That's going to be, I believe, the fifth team foul. But this could possibly be one of the best games of the day. And you had said that earlier, Marcus. You said that this was going to be probably one of the best games, if not the best game of the day as far as the matchup.
We still have some great talent coming in, but these two teams are both loaded and match up really well. They both have size.
Oh, man.
Fantastic.
That's
Diallo Abukara.
He does it at both ends, ladies and gentlemen. Any Division I teams watching, put him on your roster.
And then he gets a little excited and gets Marcellus Purvis with the body.
And it's just an interesting matchup to see why Anthony Pratt, he's been quiet this second half. But, you know, we say that a lot of times, Marcus, as broadcasters or as scouts, and the fact of the matter is he played so well in the first half.
Yeah, and he's had some of those flashes of brilliance here in the second half. But the other thing is that players sometimes need to, they know they've got to fit into the team concept, and when their team is leading,
it's just all about filling a role.
Yeah, it's all about filling a role, exactly. It's all about doing what needs to be done at that moment. It doesn't mean going out there and just trying to. And once again, Diallo Abukara, and he knows exactly what to do. He's going to go out.
This is awesome.
He's going to hang on the rim, hang on the net, and he's going to stop the rim from shaking. So
he ought to get an extra point, an extra block, an extra point, an extra assist, and an extra steal added to his box score because of that.
I don't know what his foul count is, but I think he would like to have one of those fouls removed in exchange for stopping the rim from shaking.
I would definitely let the referees know that, and if they didn't agree with me, I would just go up and grab the rim again and make it shake even more. But that's what I would do.
Yeah, well, that's why you're not an elite athlete. You argue with the refs.
And I might have a problem jumping up and grabbing the rim with two hands.
Or one hand. Bethel driving, slashing up.
Oh, looks like he got hit on the arm there, but no call. But Pratt comes in with a huge steal and the assist. Yeah, now, that's what we were talking about. Filling a role right there. He didn't score, but he got the steal, got the assist, and he puts his team up 7 with 6 minutes left.
Exactly what his team needed at that moment.
It's a huge play. And I'm not a big fan of that shot right there.
Bruster with the shot battle. Nate Grimes coming up with it, and I think that's going to be a jump ball. It's going to stay with Quality Education.
We haven't called Nate Grimes' name out today. a lot. But, you know, it's tough. We've talked about this so many times, but there's just so many big men on the floor, Marcus. It's like not everybody can shine at the same time. And the referee there makes a call that you don't see a lot in basketball. I'm sure Pitts isn't going to be happy about that, but they called his foot on the line.
For a free throw.
A free throw.
Yeah, that's a
and
tough
that's a
call.
point given away. And then they called a hole. You can hear Coach Isaac Pitts, the quality education head coach. He is very frustrated right now.
That's going to be on number 23, Tremaine Lawrence. That's his fourth.
That's the fourth foul on Tremaine Lawrence of quality education.
And this is interesting. You've got Calvin Anderson.
Nice drive by Anderson. Ball is stripped, but it ends up back out.
He's playing the point guard position there, too. Pretty nice. And now you've just got foul after foul. That's going to put the team in the bonus, Marcus, which, I mean, this is a huge juncture in the ball game right here. I mean, you're right within risk. You know, you're two possession game. The game just seems to be slipping away a little bit for quality.
You think Pitt should call a timeout here? I mean, it's.
I think you should. I'm not sure if the timeout count, but if he scores both these free throws, I probably would. You want to make sure you get a shot. They've been rushing their shots at the other end, and you want to make sure you get a quality. Well, you just don't want to take a three here, and a contested three. And right now, I mean, it's just out of control as the guards.
Brewster got out of control. Was able to regain control of his dribble.
Great defense right here. I mean, that's what you don't want. If he scores this,
Calvin Anderson in transition up and.
You need a timeout. You need a timeout here, Marcus. You need a timeout.
No action from the bench. He is going to bring back in Jaron Love. He goes to the scorer's table to check in, but no sign yet from Pitt that he wants.
And
to
there's
stop
another outside shot.
Just settling, I think.
That's what they did, Marcus, in the first quarter, and that's why they came back in this game when they went down low. Marcellus established himself. You know, they started driving to the basket, getting to the rim, but I mean, this is about to turn into a double-digit lead for St. Louis Christian. They're slowing the ball down here.
Blink of an eye, QEA is going to have to really dig in on defense here and make things happen with their effort on this end of the floor. And give themselves some opportunities to get back into this quickly.
You would really like to see Pratt kind of come up to the top here, either set a ball screen or set himself established. It's just too much over dribbling of both teams right now. Guard play.
Jaron Love up over the top and score.
That's the spark he was brought in for.
Yeah, Jaron Love has been really that factor. He's been consistently doing that every time he's stepped on the floor, and here he is going back to the line. His basket cuts the lead to 6, and here he's got a chance to cut it to 5. So.
And this is tough to watch for both teams, because both teams, the guards just seem to be hurting their teams in different ways. You've got these bigs. I mean, Pratt's down there as the player of the game. He's down there on the baseline, not getting the ball, not even moving. You know, no screen action, no flash to the high post. And then you got the guards turning it over on both teams. You just got to establish your bigs.
5-point lead as Love's shot is good from the free throw line, and he immediately comes in and has a shot in the arm for QEA, but they're still down by, well, I guess he missed it. They've taken the score off of there.
Yeah, so it's still a 2-possession game, but right there you see it again.
That's his third, 8th team foul. Coming in for St. Louis Christian, number 54, Diallo Abubakar. At the free throw line for St. Louis Christian, number 15, Donald Bowen.
Hey, I'm going to comment to my friend Chris Hemphill. I just got your text. It's probably a delayed, but I have to agree with what you just texted me.
And now we seem to have another issue with the clocker. And my Ireland broadcast seems to have hit a delay here, Marcus.
I went and talked to the administrative staff here, and I had them shut off that feed. I really don't appreciate you trying to comment and watch 2 basketball games at the same time.
Takes a lot of skill to be able to do that.
You're faced here with some high-level basketball.
Kids, do not try this at home.
I think the real message is, James, don't try this now. All I'm expecting you to do is to whip out your iPhone here in a second and start pulling up another feed.
I'm trying to find another feed. If anybody has one, go ahead and shout it out to me at JamesJr21 on Twitter, and I'll make sure to check you out.
Yeah, that's right. Follow James on Twitter, and you can get this kind of nonsensical basketball nonsense all the time. James Jr., worldwide traveler and basketball scout.
And what's interesting here is you got something wrong with the clock. I'm not sure what's going on, but St. Louis Christian almost used that as a timeout.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know.
And the quality education players never. So I'm not sure that's, that's just something that's the name of the game. But, Coach Casey kind of used that to his advantage. Whatever the problem was, we're just not privy to that information up here at the top.
Now Jaron Love working the top here against Godwin Bowen.
Good defense there, but Bowen's really played good defense. But right there, he got a little too over anxious. Looks like, they called the carry. I thought they were to call the check, the arm check, but big call right there. I mean, this whole fourth quarter, Marcus, has been the same story. And they just haven't been able to establish anything because of the guard play.
Still a lot of time left here, 4:09
there
left
is,
to play.
Over half of the quarter. It doesn't seem like that. It seems like we played a lot of time already.
But these two teams are so up and down. There's a lot of possessions left here.
There is.
Bowen over to Bethel. Bethel's been a huge factor in this game.
Finally a ball screen, but I'd like to see him just post up here.
Yeah, Diallo Abukara came up too far, I think, for that screen.
Yeah.
There's Corprew in the open court. Will he keep it or give it up? And QEA was ready for that one.
And I could truly say that this game, ladies and gentlemen, has been played above the rim.
Yeah, a lot of explosive talent out here today.
That's his third, seventh team. Deshaun Corprew, 13 on the line with 2 shots.
One player that Quality Education is missing is Papa Njai, the 6'9", 2016 player. You may say, well, they already have enough height. But Njai has the ability to stretch the floor. At 6'9", he also has a consistent mid-range, and out to about 15 to 17 feet, he can hit that shot consistently, and that makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's amazing to think that we could fit another 6'9" player on the court. So you got to get rid of it earlier.
Yeah,
now they're sending the double team. That's a good timeout there by Coach. What he's telling his guys right there, Marcus, I believe, is to attack the double team. You saw him retreating away from it. That's how you turn the ball over. But if you attack it, they're in the bonus right now. You could blow up the big man. That's a specialty by a lot of guards. One of the best ones that used to do that was the gentleman that played for played with Reed Goodson, Josh
Spainauer.
Josh Spainauer, yes. He's at Guilford College now, I believe. And that's a skill by a lot of guards, for some guards, to absorb contact, be able to take that and get to the free throw line.
I believe both teams are in the bonus now.
They are.
The 1-and-1. But that was a timeout, so no foul call, but I brought one to bring up with 3:31 left to go. 5-point lead for St. Louis Christian Academy. They've really played well here at this event. Godwin Bowen beating the press on his own.
And Marcellus Purvis said, "You're not getting that out of here, young fella." I haven't seen any mouse in the house situations this game.
No, and right there, Bowen did a great job beating both Corprew and the other guard all the way across the floor and to beat them across half court. I'm not sure it was wise to just immediately race to the basket knowing that the bigs were back there. I would have probably wanted him to just pull the ball back out at that point once he'd beaten the press.
Well, but he did what his coach wanted him to do. His coach said to attack.
Yeah, he got to the line.
That's what he said.
It's hard to argue with results.
It is. That's a big offensive rebound there. I mean, David Bethel, they list him as 6'5", Marcus, but he looks at least 6'6" to me. And he's out there handling the ball like a guard. Oh, my.
That would have been fantastic if it had gone down, but it didn't go down.
And you gotta give Diallo, Abikara, number 54, a lot of credit for jumping with him. A lot of players wouldn't even jump with him.
Yeah, Nate Grimes wanted to come in and just tomahawk that down, and would have brought the house down if he'd been able to pull it off, but too much size in the game to be trying to throw those down in traffic.
But, I mean, I like the fact that he did try to throw that down, though. I like the aggression shown.
Down by 6 now. 3:01 on the clock. Both teams in the bonus. QEA is 1 foul away from the double bonus.
But they just haven't been able to get that three-point shot to fall. But that's a big tip in. That's Nate Grimes.
So he's the one that he missed that dunk a minute ago, but came back with the bucket.
Gotta get rid of it.
Walker
too much.
Having trouble in the backcourt. Decides to keep it. Gives it up.
Oh, now Pratt tries to throw it down. There's another turnover by the guard. You got 2-on-1 here. You gotta use them. See, that's a selfish play.
Yeah,
I mean, you gotta get it to the big. That stuff gets noticed by college coaches, Mark. It's plays like that. You have a 3-on-1 situation. Now you pull it out, but the score should be 59-53 right now.
Here's Bethel being guarded by Corprew.
He called a timeout before the jump ball.
3 players on the floor. Smart play by Bethel there.
This will be a full team timeout.
Got a timeout on the floor. Less than 2 minutes to go in this one. The home team, St. Louis Christian in the white jerseys, leading Quality Education Academy, which is in the gold away jerseys, by 4 points here. And it's been an up and down game, Marcus, but you wouldn't really see that on the scoreboard. It's
yeah, it's a 4-point game. It's been back and forth. I mean, I've enjoyed this game a lot, and it's a minute 57 left to go right now. St. Louis Christian has kind of established themselves in the past 3 or 4 minutes, but I'm not foolish enough to say it's over.
Oh no, it definitely isn't over.
No predictions from you on this one. No bets about when you're going to go back to the hospitality.
I can't do that because it's getting too close to mealtime. Of course, I could say that and then go ahead and eat anyways.
Yeah, pull a Barkley.
Barkley, if you're listed, no offense. I like that. Not using his dribble early. You don't need a ball screen here. Just go down and post up if you're St. Louis.
Bethel to Pratt.
I like that. That's good action. Getting Pratt involved. He's Pratt's. He really came out of this game. If you guys missed the first quarter and dominated the first half actually. And it's been a little quiet this second half, but he's done really good things. Has a couple of steals, couple of good looks, and just right there getting to the free throw line where he's a solid free throw shooter. Again, appreciate Chris Hemphill. A shout out on Facebook. He's watching. Got a foul way out of his zone.
D'Angelo Brewster, both teams in the bonus, so that's going to send Brewster to the line. Well, QEA is in the double bonus, but St. Louis Christian Academy's in the regular single bonus, so it's going to be a 1-and-1.
Coming into the game for Quality Education.
They got it. This is almost as close as they've been. They took the lead there. Quality Education did at the end of the third, and they relinquished it, but they've been climbing back steadily.
Down
now we
by-
see some press. 1-2, 1-1 pressure,
Good
and it
defense there
works.
by Quality, but then recovery.
Watch out. I think he just almost hit his head on the rim there. That goal might be shaking for a while.
Anthony Pratt with another two-handed slam.
But they traded twos for threes. So they said, okay, you could throw it out the dunk, but I'll just come back and hit an open three.
That's Derek Farquharson with the three.
So they've cut
61
this
to 58. Yeah, you're right. It cuts it to 3.
one possession ball game here.
Following this game, we've got Northside Christian versus Davidson Day. Northside Christian playing back-to-back. Played last night. Davidson Day also another solid squad. We first time we've seen them in this tournament. So stay tuned. Around 4:30 p.m. we'll have the next game. This game doesn't go into overtime, and we'll wrap up. And James Blackburn will be joining me on the next game as well.
Oh, man. Huge turnover
Steal in
this
the open
game.
court. Coach Pitts calling out instructions. A 3-point lead, ball slapped away by Nathan Bethel of St. Louis Christian.
These are moments that college coaches love, Marcus.
This is situational
This is
basketball.
This
at
is
its
big.
best.
Let's see what they're going to try to do here.
D'Angelo Brewster working against Godwin Bowen. That's been a big matchup all
That's
game.
not a good shot right there. I mean, you
Huge
got,
rebound by Diallo.
it's not a good shot at all. And then they turn it over. Terrible turnover.
Steele and Derek Farquharson is fouled under the basket after grabbing the rebound, and he's hit and poked in the eye.
I mean, both teams right now, you've got, it's just, you can't take shots like that, and you can't have turnovers like that. Now the question is, if you make this second one, I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Pitts call timeout, set up a press, trap defense, let his guys know when we want to foul, when we want to press, who we want to foul. And he does. He calls it. Well, he doesn't call a timeout.
Jaron Love just sank that free throw.
He's just
Pulled his
going
eyes.
to make a substitution there.
2-point game now, 27.1. And there's a foul.
And they
in the
foul
back.
immediately. I don't really like that too much, Mark. I mean, I guess they're trying to shorten up the game here, but I would have much rather set up a press. They've had trouble. Their guards have been known to turn the ball over. So make them, I mean, you've got plenty of time left in the game, 26 seconds. Try to get a turnover in the backcourt. You're only down 2. Try to get a quick steal in the 2. This is a totally different ball game. But instead, you just put them on the free throw line too early, which St. Louis has been very good from the free throw line this game.
And they continue to do so.
So we'll see what happens here. If it makes this could put them up at 2 possessions, which would be huge with less than 30 seconds left to play.
Yeah, big shot here by Walker. Nikhil Walker.
Nothing but net. Nikhil Walker, 6'5", 2017 prospect.
Yeah, really like him icing his veins there on those 2 free throws.
Oh, yeah. See who they look to get the ball to.
Brewster looking to do something, wants to go up, drive, nice feed, shows good patience.
Huge block.
by
Diallo.
Diallo.
And that's
up
how
top.
Diallo makes his money, right there.
But we're going to the other way, and 10.3 seconds on the clock.
And that's what makes Diallo, I've got to say, he might be the best shot blocker we've seen here this weekend.
He's a game changer. I mean, you have to plan for him. You can't. It's not the kind of guy you can just think you're going to go up and just shoot shoot around him and just go body up against him. He's such a prolific, gifted shot blocker.
And the crazy thing is, 32, they went up for the dunk. It wasn't like they just went up for the little shot. They went up for a hard dunk.
32, Nate Grimes is a 6'9" player that's committed to Fresno State. It's not like he's
a scrub or anything.
Yeah, he's a scrub from the rec league.
And he's blocking dunks now. Don't foul here. That's all you got to do. Just don't foul. I don't even like jumping there. Big rebound. That's the ball game,
2.5,
folks.
and that's going to do it. St. Louis Christian.
It's a big win.
Get out of here 2-0 at the 2014 Phenom Hoops High School Showcase. Final score 65-59 in favor of St. Louis Christian Academy. For Netcast Sports and SUV TV, I've been Marcus Shockley alongside James Blackburn, and we'll see you for the next game. Northside Christian and Davidson Day in just a few moments. And thanks for joining us.